Perros de la calle, Spanish for dogs of the street. And good morning, and welcome to another beautiful day here in Ecuador. I've been alluding to this for a little while because I've lived here in Latin America for a while, and I noticed something right off the plane, and that is the dogs. There are so many street dogs here in Ecuador, and the reaction usually is, well, either I want to adopt all the dogs in Ecuador, or I really don't like that there are so many dogs here in Ecuador. Today we're going to explain why there are so many dogs here in Ecuador and all of Latin America, honestly, compared to Europe or the United States and places like that. So, let's talk street dogs. Are they good? Are they bad? Why are they everywhere? Let's go on an adventure. So here's the thing. In the United States and in Europe, they believe in euthanasia, which is basically if the dog is out on the street for a certain amount of time, you can kill the dog. And so here in Latin America, they don't believe in that. And basically what happens is you just keep them on the streets. And not all dogs are just stray dogs. Some just leave their houses that they live in at night, and then they come out and they're able to roam the streets and go wherever they want to during the day. So a lot of the dogs that you see on the streets actually have an owner. And even if they don't have a house that they live in at night, they usually have people that feed them during the day. So even the street dogs that are out here wandering around, they probably have a place that they go to, that they have a place that they eat every single day. That owner feeds them every day. And that's typical in all of Latin America. Let's explore some more. Here in Ecuador, you can go onto a bus for about 25 cents for a half-an-hour ride, which is super cheap. But you can also see that there are sometimes dogs on the bus with you. You see them on the back of motorcycles, which is crazy. I mean, you see a whole lot on the back of motorcycles, but dogs as well. People love dogs here in Ecuador. It's so much fun because we love dogs as well. We have 3 Chilean dogs, and we love them. So Elise and Moses, they're always asking me, can we have another dog? Can we have another dog? When they see one on the side of the street. All right, let's go in the market and see how many dogs we see in the market. Nothing like a little strong music to get you going in the morning. So, are the dogs nice dogs here, or are they like dogs that bite you if you go up to them? Well, a little bit of both, honestly. I've been bitten by dogs before in Latin America, on my one wheel especially. They do not like one wheels. And here in Ecuador, I know friends who have been bitten by dogs. They were getting a little too close, trying to pet them. You want to be a little bit careful here with the dogs. Some dogs are very nice and have great owners. Some dogs, however, are not very nice and probably don't have an owner. So you're going to want to be very careful when you go up to a dog. Here in anywhere of Latin America, I've been in, I think, every single country besides Venezuela. I wish I could go there. But you want to be a little bit careful. Some dogs are nice, some are not. And I feel like everybody has their own opinions about the dogs, like if they're good or bad to have on the street. That's why in the United States, they literally kill them, or here, they don't. I personally think it's cool that there are dogs in the streets. I don't have any problem with them, even though I've been bitten by a dog before. And I think that it's pretty cool to have dogs that are just everywhere. Some of them look different than dogs that you would find in the United States or Europe, which is kind of fun to look at. There's a lot of Labradors and just a lot of dogs, like street dogs. all of our personal dogs are actually from the streets of Chile. So it's kind of cool to be able to rescue some dogs if you have a heart for it. And I'm sure that a lot of these dogs actually need a place to stay. And the way that we find the dogs is actually by Facebook Marketplace. You can find you can see how many dogs are on there and are actually dogs of the street, but they need a home. So if you're looking for a dog in Latin America, check out Facebook Marketplace. But I've always loved mornings. I think mornings are the best time of day because the sun is just coming up. It's a new day. I just have positive energy. Like, we're going to do something awesome today, even though sometimes you don't. I think today's going to be the best day ever. And also, I love breakfast. Go grab some breakfast. And here we are again, eating some delicious breakfast. If you didn't see my last video about the markets of Ecuador, you have to go check that out. Moses and I ate the same dish and I explained it. It's really good. It's my favorite dish here for breakfast in Ecuador. It's called Tigrillo. It has some green plantains smashed up and then some basically bacon, chicharrones, and some cheese and some fried egg on top. And then you always get a soup. And a coffee, today a coffee without sugar, which is going to be really good. I can't wait for it. I'm so hungry. And I don't see any dogs asking for any food. So I'm gonna eat it all myself. That was delicious. Let's keep talking about dogs. So how can you tell if a dog is a street dog or if it has an owner? Well, typically the street dogs that are just really street dogs, they look kind of mangy, kind of not like they have an owner. You know what I mean? Dirty, and their hair hasn't been combed. Looks like that. The ones with owners, they'll probably sit at the storefront of the owner's place. They'll probably sit at their entrance to the house, things like that, and they'll look really good and very well fed. The ones that are really street dogs, probably not very well fed and probably not looking very good. They probably need a little help from you with a little bit of extra food that you might have. They always like that. It's always good, I think. Hopefully I'm not telling you something really wrong. I mean, it's just what I've done for the last 10 years in Latin America. Nobody said anything the contrary. Everybody has said, oh, that's great. And I've always seen other people doing it as well. Oh, there's a barking dog. That dog there is definitely an owned dog. Definitely has an owner. And unfortunately, one other side effect is that you can see sometimes that there's some like poop. You can see it right here behind me. There's poop and things like that on the ground. And that's just because there are so many different dogs that are here. And that's okay because there's owners, there's tons of people around that actually pick this up. And there's also like the workers that work in this plaza that pick it up as well. So sometimes you just have to watch where you're going. Don't step in poop. Not very fun. It's kind of like, have you ever heard this in English? If you step on a crack, you break your mother's back. If you step on dog poop, you're going to have a bad day. That's my saying. All right, I'm going to look for some other delicious snacks here. Biscochos. You ever heard of these? So good. All right, here are the biscochos. It's like a piece of bread that's a little crunchy, and then you put a little caramel on the top of it. And oh my goodness, this manjar de leche is so, so good. It just melts in your mouth, and it's just so crunchy. So good. And besides the dogs and the biscochos and the good breakfast that I just had, the people here in Ecuador are just so warm and open and kind, and it's just so nice to be able to be in a place where you feel comfortable, especially when you can speak the language. You know the people and you can talk with them and you get to know them. And Ecuadorians are just so nice. I've never had a bad experience. I know there are bad experiences, but I've never had a bad one, and I feel very, very blessed that I've never had a bad experience and that I can live here and get to know other Ecuadorians. It's really a beautiful thing. Really cool. Now, I don't want to give the impression that dogs are never on leashes here in Ecuador. There are definitely people like us that put their dogs on a leash and you go for a walk on the streets. But as you just heard there are going to be dogs that bark as you walk, as you talk, and that is the typical thing here in Latin America. Dogs are outside because there's always a fence like this, a brick fence, something like that, to probably keep robbers away and things, but also it's really nice because the dogs can just stay inside your house, outside, instead of what I grew up with in Wisconsin, where the dogs are inside all the time, especially in winter. It's too hard for them to go outside in Wisconsin. It's really, really cold and there's snow on the ground, and oh my goodness, it's horrible for me with a ton of jackets on. For a dog, not so great, so they stay inside. What do you think about dogs here in Ecuador? Are you okay with dogs just barking as you walk by or being on the streets? It's a little bit different for me because dogs are just house trained in the United States and you don't see them on the streets. But after now 10 years living here in Latin America, I am totally used to it. And I think it's pretty cool that dogs are all over the place and that, well, we don't do the killing of the dogs so that they can be on the streets. And I think that's okay. Leave a comment right below and tell me what you think about the dogs here in Latin America. Have you had bad experiences, good experiences? Tell me all about your experiences with the dogs here in Latin America. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video for today. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok, gringoylatino, and we'll see you guys in another video talking about the cost of living here in Ecuador. All right, see you guys next time. But for now, ciao, pescado.